Turn it up. It's The Record Machine with your host, Jimmy Howell.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome PJ Farley to the program.
James.
Hey, PJ, how are you?
A little confused, but I'm here now. I'm sitting in front of the computer I clicked the Google chat thing, and I'm sitting there for like 10 minutes waiting for you to pop on. I text Bill. I'm like, I don't know where he is. I'm waiting for him to click the link. He's like, what link? I'm like, it's Google Meet? Isn't it a video? He's like, no, just call the number. So that's why I'm late.
Nah, it's all right, man, because he said the same thing to me. He's like, oh, PJ's on the link. I'm like, what link? Because
the thing that I get from them is, all the information and everything, and there's a Google Meet link.
Right. So, yeah, I guess some of the guys do it that way. I've never done it that way. I always do like just an audio call,
Right, gotcha.
It's easier because I like to do edits and stuff, and I'm not a cinematographer. I'm not good at editing video and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm good at editing, audio and stuff like that. But
right. Old school phoner. I'm in.
You're in Jersey still, huh?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Now I'm in South Jersey in a town called Bayville. I moved down here about it's my fourth summer. So
wow.
from up north. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was talking to one of your bandmates from Trixter a couple of weeks back, and
Steve?
No, Mark, and he told me that that you lived in Richfield Park.
Ridgefield, not Ridgefield Park, just Ridgefield.
Oh,
proper.
Because he said to me, "Well, where are you from?" So I told him,
"Where are you from?"
"I'm from Richfield Park."
Oh, Ridgefield Park. Oh,
yeah, I grew up there, and he was telling me that he's like, "How could you not know that PJ went to Richfield Park High School?" I said, "I went to Richfield Park High School." I said, "I don't remember him being in my school." I said, "I know who he is, know of him from the band, but I said I don't remember him. I think I would remember if someone from Trixter was in my high school." You know what I mean?
Further signs that he's losing his mind. Completely forgot that I'm from Ridgefield proper, and the struggle. Actually, you don't, because being just from Ridgefield, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I know Ridgefield Park." Like, nope, it's just Ridgefield. It's not Ridgefield Park.
Yeah, it's not the same.
The Ridgefield Park people didn't have to answer that. Go, "Oh, Ridgefield? No, Ridgefield Park." So we were like the bastard child of the Ridgefields.
Now, did you have your own high school, or did you go to a different one?
Yeah, yep, we had our own high school.
Oh, okay.
Small. My graduating class was like 90 people.
And what year did you graduate?
90.
Oh, all right, so you graduated a year after me, so we're pretty close in age. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be 50 in October. It sucks, man.
Yeah, I just turned 48 in June. So, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it sucks, man. But I moved. I left New Jersey 2 years ago. I live in North Myrtle Beach now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, have you ever played in Myrtle Beach at all?
Oh, yeah.
Where? House of Blues?
I think I did the House of Blues once with Raw. I played a bunch of clubs down there. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, because I live pretty close to the House of Blues. It's about 2 miles away.
Yeah, I played there a bunch of times. It's out in Myrtle Beach. Oh, what was the Purple Gator?
Mm-hmm.
It used to be there. Is it still there?
I don't think so, but I know what you're talking about.
I think it was Purple Gator, yeah. And then there was like a civic center or something like that there, or outdoor shed maybe. Played with Warrant and Firehouse.
Wow. What year was that?
91.
Oh, okay.
And then just a bunch of headlining stuff.
And you
with Trixter and with Raw.
You joined Trixter when you were 16, right?
15.
15. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you get that gig?
Because I was already in a band that was playing the same under all ages clubs with Trixter.
Mm-hmm.
On the same bill, it would be like 4 bands, and my band was on the same bill with Trixter, and Trixter was usually headlining. My band was usually first, but we did it enough that we became cordial and friendly. Mm-hmm. And we would watch each other's band play, and it came time for them to make the change in bass player, and they saw I fit the suit.
That's pretty awesome, man, to be that young and just join a band like that. And then you guys went off to Hollywood by like 89, right? And recorded that first album, and then everything went, it just took off from there, right?
Yep. Wheels were off, up and running.
#1 on Z-Rock, remember Z-Rock? And
oh yeah,
#1 on MTV. Mm-hmm. And you're touring with Striper, and Don toured with Dokken, Scorpions over the years, right? Yep. And then you guys do that second album here, which I thought was a great album. But then at the end of that tour, it's kind of like the whole grunge thing came in and like took over. I mean, what were you thinking when grunge came out? Were you worried about it, or?
No, I don't think anybody was, aware that we were on the cusp of a new shift in genres. We became very aware of it once we went on the Kiss tour to start promoting the Here record, and we're going for radio ads every day. And, anytime we went for radio ads with a new single, it was like, oh, we got 30 ads today, we got 40 ads today, we got, on that tour every day we were like talking to our label, like, well, we got 4 ads today, and some of your biggest supporting stations, literally just changed formats today. So we were just getting kind of no after no after no.
Right, it's insane.
Like, okay, this is dead in the water before it even took off.
Mm-hmm.
So we were on this arena tour with Kiss, and our record's getting suffocated.
Right.
So we saw the writing on the wall. It was like the record came out, and it was instantly deflated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like, a year before, it's like you're all over MTV. Every Friday night you're on the Headbangers Ball, right? They're playing all your videos.
Every half hour.
Z-Rock is playing all your music. Z100 was probably playing, 1 in a Million and Give It To Me Good. And,
yep.
it was like the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. And what kind of pissed me off, it was like, Metallica, yeah, I know, but Metallica and bands like, Anthrax and Slayer, they were out when you guys were out. You know what I mean? And then they were still kind of relevant, even though, like, the hair metal was gone, and all this depressing Seattle music came. But Metallica and bands like Slayer, they didn't really go away. They kind of just were still here.
Metal is immune to genre shifts because it wasn't technically mainstream to begin with, so it's not vulnerable to the next big thing. But metal has its own path.
Right.
So as long as you're still good and together and doing it, you're going to maintain, the same momentum, so to speak.
And then, like, in 2002, you make this transition and you join the band Ra. How did you make that transition? Was it easy for you? Were you like embracing the music, or you were into it the whole time, or you just kind of adapted to it?
No, it's funny that you mentioned Metallica and Slayer and stuff like that, because those were a lot of my influences growing up. Although I grew up with Kiss, Aerosmith, Motley Crue, Bon Jovi. All alongside that, I also was obsessed with Anthrax, Metallica, Slayer, Accept, all those bands. I had that love for heavy metal.
Right.
Megadeth. So one night I'd go see Megadeth, and the next night I'd go see Rat. And so joining Ra was easy for me. Actually, I had to turn them down at first before they got their record deal, even though I had songs like Rectifier and Do You Call My Name. I'm like, man, these songs are good. I'm like, but me and Steve had this other band, 40 Foot Ringo, that was just on the verge of getting a deal, and Ra wasn't signed at the moment. So I'm like, I can't just up and leave right now. We're kind of right on the cusp here. And it didn't pan out for 40 Foot Ringo as we had planned it. And probably maybe less than a year later, Sahaj from Ra called me, and they had already gotten signed. Like, it was almost like months after I told them I couldn't join the band. They had gotten signed, made a record, and were already out on tour.
Wow.
And so they called me right in the middle of a tour. They needed to get rid of their bass player ASAP. So I literally joined overnight, flew out in the middle of the tour on that first record, and the rest is history.
And you were playing with bands like Stained and Seether and Seven Dust. What was it like playing with those guys?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it's funny because it was it was good to be back in a thriving genre of music where it's like, it was all fresh, and kids were at shows, and they were all into it. It was just thriving. That it was kind of that new metal era. But it was alive and kicking, and it was great because I kind of felt like I'd been there, done that, and it felt good to be back doing it again. In a genre that nobody, I was just a bass player in Ra. Nobody was sitting there because it was a completely different genre, and really age group. Nobody was going, "Oh, that's the dude from Trixter." The only ones that were saying that were the guys in the band that we were touring with. I remember flying out, and we were on. I joined during the Stone Sour tour, and Corey Taylor was the first person to go, "Dude, I saw you guys 3 times in Iowa. I bought the Undercovers record. I have all your records, blah blah blah." And so every band that I toured with Ra was more impressed than the crowd was aware.
That's pretty cool.
It was good for me. I kind of snuck in under the radar into this new genre in a new era, kind of like a repeat of what I had just done 10 years before that.
It's kind of like being reborn, reinvented, right?
Yeah, totally. And, completely under the radar.
Yeah.
Very unique. It's a very unique perspective I have. Very blessed.
Not a lot of guys from hair metal probably didn't make the same kind of transition that you did, right?
No, not many. There's only a couple people that really kind of survived, that managed to stay relevant. I mean, Butch Walker, for instance, was complete hair metal guy, who obviously is more than relevant nowadays.
Right.
But not many went into the really hard rock genre from the hairband era.
Yeah. So what made you decide to kind of go back into that hair metal genre. You did take a gig with Lita Ford, correct? In 2009? Mm-hmm. How did that come about?
A friend of mine in New York who was kind of working with her called me one day on my birthday, and he's like, Jim Gillette's going to call you. Lita needs a bass player. Their bass player. They have a tour in Europe, and they have shows this weekend, and their bass player fucked up and doesn't have his passport, and he's just an asshole. Just like rock, you gotta come out right now. Mm-hmm. So I learned 15 songs in a day and flew down to her house. And off we went.
Now, did you know her before that?
No.
Wow.
I think I met her once really quick in L.A. And but so nothing
So you guys must have got along pretty well because you played with that band for a couple of years, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was with her almost 4 years.
Wow. And then Trixter kind of reemerged again, too, and you guys did a couple of records, like during that same time, right?
Yeah, we rock kind of went on not so much of a hiatus, but we were in between cycles around 2007, 2008, mm-hmm. and we put Trixter back together for a couple shows, kind of test the waters, and then so we did probably 10 shows in 2008, and then I got the call for Lita in 2009. So then I was doing Trixter and Lita at the same time, mm-hmm. and then Ra fired back up. So at one point I was doing all three. And I remember literally I've been blessed with juggling bands. I mean, there was a time where I had to fly out to Wisconsin to do a festival with Trixter. Mm-hmm. And I had a Ra tour booked the same day starting in Wisconsin. Wow. So I did a festival with, I think it was like Firehouse and I don't know, one of those outdoor festivals. We went on early. The minute I got done playing, I got in a car, drove 2 hours to where Ra was playing. I threw my bags on the bus and went right on stage, and we started the Ra tour. So I played in both bands that night.
Wow,
that's pretty funny.
Cool. It's funny how things work out. Just like you said, perfect timing.
Yeah.
I mean that's insane. You must have been like tired, man, burning the candle at both ends. No,
That's nothing. I've done 3 states in one day. I've done 2 countries in one day. I played North and South America on the same day.
Wow.
In the same 24-hour period. I played New York, New Jersey, and Miami in the same day. Twice.
That's pretty cool, man. That's very fucking cool.
I've done some crazy, crazy, stupid shit. London on a Friday, San Antonio on a Saturday. Wow. Crazy.
What was the last show you did with Trixter? That was like in 2016, right?
With Trixter?
Yeah.
Man, no, it was like that's a good question, man. Maybe it was.
Wasn't it like a UK festival or something like that? Or
no,
did you do something after that?
I think we did do some shows in 2017.
Oh, okay.
In various lineups, maybe some that Pete wasn't at. Mm-hmm. We had done a couple.
Million dollar question: will there ever be another Trixter show, or maybe an EP or some songs, something like that?
Hopefully.
I think
in some way, in some way, shape, or form. I mean, I know Pete. When we asked when the 30th anniversary was coming up, I had asked Pete if he wanted to do, just a couple of shows. He's working out in Arizona now. He can't really commit, and I just don't think he just doesn't really have the interest anymore. And so it's kind of like pulling teeth to get him to commit to anything. So That's why I say 30th anniversary. You want to do like 1 or 2 shows? Maybe we'll do like M3 and like Rockfest or something. Just keep it real minimal. And he's like, well, that's about all I'd be able to do. And even if so, I don't even know when I'd be able to commit. So really just kind of basically saying he can't do anything, but doesn't want to say no. Uh-huh. So kind of makes it difficult. But, I mean, and I've always been kind of a champion for having the band play. But I mean, people are asking, and Lord knows we live in a time where it's rare if you're going to get all original members in a band to play.
Right.
Lord knows we're up for it, but I mean, at some point, if Steve and I want to go out and do it and bring the music to the people, we'll do it.
Right.
Because we can. But we sing the songs when we play with Eric Martin, and we've done shows without Pete before, as per his request. And so if need be, we can go out and do it. But we'll see. I mean, we're open to anything.
That's cool. 2016, you put out your first solo record, which I thought was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. I love the new one too. But do you feel like your experience with Trixter and then the transition with Ra, playing the alternative music, kind of molded you into the style that you are now?
I mean, I'd have to say yes, because I mean, it's both bands are such a big part of my life that it's impossible to think that they're not going to play a role. I mean, it's part of the fabric, that I'm made of at this point. So, I mean, everything that I play with is, kind of all put in the blender.
Boutique Sound Frames, great title. Can you talk about that record a little bit?
Eric Martin's favorite album title ever.
I think it's a great one.
He fucking hates it. It's great. So he busts my chops every night. I play You'd Stick Out when me and him go out and play, and he loves introducing the song for me because he just ranks on the name. But that's a whole other story. The title, Boutique Sound Frames, it's just, I don't know, I kind of just, when I was putting the record together, I'm like, man, I'm putting a CD out, putting a record out. I'm like, such a relic of an idea, putting a record out and everything. And, there's going to be a time that comes that's not too far off where people just pick it up and go, look at this. It's like a boutique item. This CD, you put it in your car, maybe if you have a CD player or in a boombox or something like that. And sound frames I just kind of thought up because, songs are kind of like pictures framed by music.
Right.
In some way, so I don't know where I was going with that, but so boutique sound frames. Here's a boutique item full of, music outline pictures. How's that for a description?
Oh, that makes total sense. I mean, I love CDs. So. I love CDs. I still play them in my car.
Yeah, me too.
All the time. Good. I don't mind the digital copy, but every time I get the digital copy, I burn it to a blank and I play it in my car, when I'm driving around, my wife laughs at me because I told her if we buy a new car, we have to get one with a CD player. And she's like, I don't think they make CD players in cars anymore. I'm like, well, damn it, we better find a car that fucking has one. Cause
they do. Or you know what you got to do? You got to go and into a boutique shop and get a CD radio.
That's funny, man. Your new CD comes out the 25th of this month, right?
Yeah.
Accent the Change. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. What do you want to know?
Tell us about the record, man. How did it come about? Tell us about, your favorite songs on the album.
It started a couple of years, I think 2 years ago. I think it just started with one song. There was a time where I wasn't really finishing any songs. I was just being Mr. Mom, and I was in the baby bubble, and so I was really occupied. I was gigging every night and traveling, and not a lot of time for my head to kind of wander off and write. And then one day I spewed out this song, and I was like, okay, there's one song. Not going to get carried away or overly excited. And as I sat on the song, I'm like, let me record this, because I'm the kind of guy where I can't really write tons of songs unless I'm putting them down. So I need to write a song, I need to record it, free up my head, get it out of my head, then I'm able to write more. So I'm like, let me go out to my buddy Chuck Octazian's studio out in Michigan, record the song, and see what happens from there. So I booked the studio and everything, and within that time, between me booking it and going there, I had written another song. I'm like, all right, so I'll do 2 songs. So I did 2 songs, and then I got really busy traveling and playing and everything. And but then I would say maybe half a year later, I just started finishing songs, and they started coming to me. I'm like, all right, now I got 4 songs. Now I got 5 songs. I'm like, maybe I'll just put out an EP and just call it a record. I'm like, I don't want to do a whole 12-song record. No one's got the attention span for that, nor does it, pay off in any way, shape, or form. It's a lot of effort and not a lot of, in return. So I'll just do a short one and just say, hey, this is my new record. Forget the term EP or LP, whatever. It's like, this is a collection of songs. It's a record, and that's it. I was all about calling 5-6 song records, as opposed to just an EP, because again, no one's got the attention span. So anyway, I had 5-6 songs, and I'm like, and then I just kept writing. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm going to do a full record within reason. There's 9 songs on this record, and by design, I think that's all. I think a record really should be 9, 10 songs at the max. And you know what? If you got more songs, release another record. You know, but I'm not trying to come out with 12, 13, 14 songs on one record. Too much.
You don't need that.
So I give him 9 songs, and 36 minutes later, you're off to the next record. Go listen to something else. If you can even get to the whole thing without, you know, putting it on shuffle. Mm-hmm. But, so, and then there you have it. Before I knew it, I was knee deep in making another record, whereas I didn't really set out to make another one. Mm-hmm. I just started writing again. So I'm like, all right. And I had plenty to write about because a lot of the songs on the first record were written so long ago. So many things have happened to me within that time. So I'm like, I got something here.
It's a really good CD, man. I listened to it a couple of times this week. You know, going to and from work, mm-hmm. and I really like it, man. And I think you did a really kick-ass job on it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. During the pandemic, how did you hook up with Chris Jericho? You guys have a cover band called Quarantine?
Yeah.
And you play all Kiss songs?
Yeah, I mean, Chris and I have been friends for years, and we have this ongoing text thread mm-hmm. with me, Eric Martin, Steve Brown, and Joey Quesada. And it literally consumes all of our lives all day long. It's just like, it's a job. Mm-hmm. Just responding to our texts. I literally woke up 2 days ago and I had 100 missed texts.
Wow.
All just from that one thread.
That's funny.
So, anyway, getting into the quarantine thing, right when we got into quarantine, like I think it was last week of March or something like that, Chris texts me and he's like, hey, do you like 80s Kiss? I'm like, sure. He's like, I'm doing this thing with this kind of split screen quarantine video thing with Ken Slusher from Luke Bryan's band and Joe McGinnis from Classic 78. We need a bass player. I'm like, awesome. I said, what songs are you going to do? He's like, No, 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 and Heart of Chrome. I'm like, holy shit. Yes, I'm in. Like that. I was waiting for him to say, you know, Lick It Up and, you know, Rock Roll All Night or something.
The same old
like,
ones.
Fucking No, 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 and Heart of Chrome, sign me up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then we got Bruce Kulick to do Heart of Chrome with us.
Wow, nice.
And we also, with No, 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 managed to get it to number 25 on the rock chart.
That's pretty kick-ass, man.
And beating any song that charted off of Crazy Nights. So
really?
I think Reason to Live was, I think, 33.
Yeah, I love that song.
And that was the highest charting song off Crazy Nights.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool album, but like you said, No, No, No. I mean, that's a good choice.
It's a poor choice considering the reaction that we got to Kiss fans who heard we were doing that song. Like diehard Kiss fans, like, why are you doing No, No, No?
Why? Because they probably like all the ones that they know are going to be played on commercial radio, like, you know, Z100 and stuff, you know?
Right. And then so we took this and, gave it a shot in the arm and kind of gave it new life.
Now, will there be more than the 2 that are out?
Oh, yes.
How many more you think you guys are going to do?
We have the next 2. We already have the next one done. Chris just has to do his vocals on it. And then we have one right behind that we're going to do, and then take it from there. It's not a full-fledged album thing or anything. We're just kind of having fun and, mm-hmm. Going 2 songs at a time. Do
they have titles, these songs, or you can't say?
Oh, there's a strict gag order.
Okay. No, I understand. Now, do you have Gene Simmons' blessing on this, or? Oh,
absolutely.
That's awesome.
So Chris emails Paul and Gene, and he sent them. It's funny. We sent him when we got confirmation that Bruce was going to do Heart of Chrome before we even finished recording it, and we had finished No, No, No first. We sent it to Gene, and he loved it. Paul sent back the puke emoji. And Gene was like, wow, this is great. And he sent it on his own, just on his own. He sent it to Bruce. He goes like, dude, listen to this. This is, it's been Quarantine. What a great job. And Bruce was like, Gene, I know. I'm doing a song with them now. So we thought it was cool that Gene took it upon himself to, he thought so highly of it that he sent it to Bruce to check out. Meanwhile, he didn't know that Bruce was doing the next song.
Wow. Now, are these songs going to be put on a CD, or they're just going to be released and put out on Spotify?
Yeah, I mean, well, you can get them. You can buy them on iTunes and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, nothing. There's nothing physical yet. Maybe when we got a couple more, we'll do something cool.
Mm-hmm. I heard Jericho. He trademarked the name and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Chris is. He doesn't do anything small.
No, I love Jericho. I mean, I grew up watching him, in WCW and WWF. I mean, he's just a total package. He's funny. He rocks. And he seems like he's a good guy. I mean, he looks like he's really fun to hang out with.
He's he's a genuine article. I mean, like you said, he's a rocker. He's an animal, but he gets shit done. The guy. I mean, I thought I ran a crazy schedule, and I do. This guy makes me look like a complete slacker. I mean, I don't know. We call him the Terminator.
Wow.
He's just a machine.
Now, is it true that you're going to be touring with Fozzy sometime soon?
Yeah, we toured. We did a run in August, and we have some shows in October.
Really?
And we'll see. Yeah, we'll see from there.
All right. So apparently where you're going to be playing, everything's going to be opening up, I guess, and it's going to be limited capacity, or
we had we had 6 weeks of touring booked for October, November that just got pretty much put back in the closet.
Okay.
But there are a couple of one-offs in October.
Mm-hmm.
Outdoor things.
So
but you never know.
All your shows and everything like that, your new CD, Accent, The Change, and Quarantine, everybody can buy that on your website?
Not on my website. Well, my website's not going to be live again until I think the week the record comes out.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, people know where to find music. you can find. You just type in Quarantine with a K into Google, and it'll come up. Type in PJ Farley, you'll find it. I'm always posting on my Instagram at PJ Farley, or on Facebook I have PJ Farley Music.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to HighVolMusic website, but when the record comes out, it'll be everywhere. Anywhere you get your music streamed or physical.
Cool. Any final thoughts before we go?
No. Hope everyone's staying safe, masking up, and we can get back to business. Because although I am still managing to do some live shows this year, it's nowhere near the amount that I would normally do.
Mm-hmm.
But, we need to get back out and do what we're meant to do.
I know. I can't wait. Yeah. I can't wait for shows to come back up. I mean, you guys have been, waiting long enough. I mean, I know so many people that put out albums just around the time when they shut everything down. It's like, kind of stole their thunder and basically their livelihoods,
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So, and my record was supposed to, I was shooting for April, and then we were like, let's keep waiting, which, turned out to be a blessing because I wrote another song during quarantine. So I was like, I got that out of it. So that was great. And, gave me time to kind of get a better grip on the record. So, and I was able to shoot a video. The video is going to be out, I think on the 21st, maybe before that, but check my social media for that. And, that's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. Well, man.
Time to rock and roll.
I hear you, man. Well, PJ, I want to thank you for coming on, man. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, man. I've always been a big fan, and it's just been great having you on,
Pleasure. Thanks for having me. Thanks for listening.
All right, man. Well, I wish you luck with the new record, and, hopefully see you out on the road soon.
Yeah, man. I'll look you up when I'm in Myrtle Beach.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Listening to the sounds of a lovely day, I can't begin to drown out while I see all the shapes of the shadows on the wall, and it's all I can take. Yeah, it's all that I can take. Can it be? sight for these sore eyes. They see more than one could. Dreaming alive, and I know when I wake, I'll be back at it all. But it's all I can take. Yeah, it's all that I can take. When it feels like yesterday, I can breathe everything back into place. Let it rain, let me fall down to my knees. I can break away for a little while, get back on my feet. Let it rain, let it all wash away. I can close my eyes, but still inside. Till then I say, let it rain. I lie awake and I'm listening to the sounds of a lovely day. I can't begin to drown out.